I think I'm gonna do more of these short and sweet photography tips videos because I actually really like making them. So yeah, expect more of these. And this one today is about the power of the crop. Look, a few years ago in 2018 or maybe 19, yeah, one of the first videos I made for this channel was about cropping your photos and that there's nothing wrong with cropping your photos and that it's actually a sign of being a good photographer because it shows that you know when your composition could have been better, you know? And all great photographers crop their photos, no exception. And in the past few weeks, I've been going through some of my older photos that I took when we were traveling full-time around the world. That was 2018-19. And I was so surprised by how many great photos I missed, how many great shots are still hidden in my archive, because all they needed was a crop. Well, sometimes a significant crop, but that doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter, of course, because depending on the size of your photos, the resolution, the megapixels, there might be limits to how much you can crop. And it also depends on what you want to do with those photos. For a post on Instagram, you can crop a lot more than for a large print, for example. But during that trip, 2018-19, around the world, I was shooting with a medium format camera. Yeah, my big old Pentax 645Z, digital medium format. Such a great camera, I still love it. I don't have it anymore, I've sold it, but I still love it, and it had 50 megapixels. So, you know, there's a lot of room for cropping on these older photos. And so, yeah, I just want to show you some of these shots to show you that you shouldn't delete all your bad photos right away. Never! Because maybe a few weeks or even months later, when you look at them again, you might all of a sudden see a bunch of great shots hidden in your archives. They just needed some cropping, that's it. Look at all these shots. So they're all before and after cropping, and of course also editing, color contrast, you know, I usually shoot raw, so I have to edit my photos, but I mean, I don't know about you, but it just makes me happy finding all these new photos hidden in my archive. You know what I mean? It's so satisfying. And that's exactly why I never delete my photos right away, unless they're like totally out of focus or something like that, you know? But maybe after a few years, you know, then you can start thinking about deleting some of those photos, but first go over them again and wait long enough. And also, guys, an extra tip here, straighten your horizons. I can't stress it enough. Whenever you crop your photos, it's like, it doesn't take a lot of effort to just straighten the horizon, right? It's one of the simplest things you can do to make a photo 10 times better, especially landscape photos. So, unless there's a purpose not to, straighten those horizons. Thank you. You also don't want any buildings to look like they're tipping over, right? And it's these little details that really make a difference. Even if the horizon is only off by just a few degrees, you know, it doesn't feel right, so do something about it. There's nothing worse than a horizon or a building that's just slightly crooked, because then it definitely feels like it's not intentional. Now, if you do want a crooked horizon for whatever reason, because, you know, some photos or maybe the story demands it, then god damn it, make it crooked. And not like, you know, like just like 2 degrees. Either straight, completely straight, or completely crooked, but not like in between, because that just doesn't feel right. Because then the viewer won't know what you're trying to tell them, what story you're trying to tell. And sometimes it is difficult. For example, when there's a pole in the frame and like, I don't know, a light pole or whatever, and it is slightly crooked in real life. Like, what do you do then? Straighten that pole or the horizon? So yeah, sometimes it is a difficult decision, but then, you know, you just have to trust your gut feeling. That's what I usually do. But if it's just the horizon, make it straight, or crooked, but not like, you know, something in between. Okay, and I think that's it. Short and sweet, the power of the crop, straighten those horizons when you crop. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.